and Ted Schultz uses them to reconstruct the past.
I started out with a really simple question, and I constantly return to that question, which is, how did the fungus growing behavior originate? How did it evolve? So it's a historical question. It's not sort of something that's repeatable or something we can repeat in the lab. It's a historical event that we're trying to reconstruct.
When Darwin first started talking about evolution and proposed all of his original theories, people looked at it as almost a linear kind of a operation. You have this, it develops into that. Now we know that it's far more complicated. And so what happens with a tree is it lets you sort that out.
We're not just looking at a single thread that weaves through the entire story of going in step by step toward us, but rather we come to understand that the adaptations, the ways of life of the early ancestors at 1 million years ago, at 1.5 million years ago, at 2 million years ago, and so on, back through time, actually were successful for their own reasons, not because they were becoming like us.
I just get a lot of satisfaction out of running computer algorithms and solving problems, analyzing data and coming up with results and seeing those results for the first time.
What is a phylogenetic tree? Look at this. What is it? It looks like a snake. It has a long body, it's legless, and would slither if we saw it moving. But it's a lizard. What makes it a lizard rather than a snake? And how do biologists categorize all the countless numbers of species on the Earth? Scientists organize life with phylogenies. These diagrams are designed to show which organisms are most closely related based on their common ancestry. It operates on the basis that all life originated from a common ancestor and traces the history. North America has many types of carnivores and is home to 4 types of cats. If we look at the characters of these 4 cats, we can build a diagram of who is most closely related to whom. The characters may be morphological like fur, a spine, or horns, or look at the DNA or protein sequences. It is up to the scientists collecting the data to determine what characters best distinguish the groups. While closely related species tend to look similar and share most of their genes, the trees are not constructed based on similarity of looks, because similar environments often yield similar adaptations. So once a scientist has created a tree, what do they see? Every tree has the same basic structure. It illustrates only the individuals or organisms sampled and where they last had a common ancestor. Differently shaped trees emphasize different types of questions. Some may look at one or more groups. Some lengths of branches indicate genetic changes and differences between groups. Some are rooted, showing the common ancestor, and some are not, only showing the relationship between the presented groups. The most important thing to remember is each tree is a diagram of a question. It is the hypothesis of evolutionary relationships, and for researchers like Ted, the culmination of all their work.